Come on, Livingston, we gotta go on and on and on. Together we can make it. We gotta go on and on and on. Come on, Livingston.
Knocks it through. Mullen bursting into the box. Josh Mullen.
Together we can make it.
Mullen's ball across, it's turned in. It's Pittman who's got it. Livingston leads.
Can they get the ball back in? O'Brien.
The lead! And Livingston have the lead.
Man, you score.
If we march to
The full-time whistle blows and David Hay celebrates. And the Livingston fans join in exultation.
come on, Livingston.
Livingston have the lead against Rangers, and they are certainly rising to a few occasions on their return to the top flight in Scotland.
Come on, Livingston. We gotta
Hello and welcome back to TalkLivi, our podcast dedicated to everything Livingston Football Club. This week we have a very special guest and episode for you as Ewan and Callum interview one of our most dynamic wingers of all time, a fan's favourite who even had a day dedicated to him. That is of course Bobby Barr. Bobby spoke to the lads about his early career, impressing for Albion Rovers before moving to Livi and chasing back-to-back titles after the club were demoted to the bottom tier. He gives us an insight into the workings of then gaffer Gary Boland. Was he really as scary as we all thought? Bobby talks us through the surprise sacking of Gary Boland and how in the end the club hiring John Hughes ended his Livingston career. He talks us through what was a fantastic spell for him and the club, gives us great insight into the day-to-day running and the banter which carried on behind the scenes, but also the harsh reality of the football world. So without further ado, here it is.
This week on TalkLivi, we're delighted to welcome former winger and fan favourite Bobby Barr. Bobby, how you doing? How are you finding lockdown?
Aye, I'm good. Aye, a bit boring. 7 or 8 weeks just in the house, me, the wife and the wee fella, so just try to keep ourselves as busy as we can.
It's pretty tough times, isn't it? Especially when you've got the kids all the time.
Aye, well, he's 11, so he's a bit older, but he's like just missing his pals, like constantly on like Fortnite and Call of Duty FIFA, but I think he just wants to get and play with them, to be honest. He's actually asking to get back to school.
I've seen a lot of folk on Twitter out and about doing runs and stuff. You keep him fit with the 5Ks and all that?
Nah, not interested in 5Ks.
I'm sure your manager delighted to hear that.
Look, I don't know. Football's going to be a while away. Once I get given a date, I'll get fit for that date. But I've been a couple of runs and I've got a bike. I've been out on the bike, but nah, 5Ks and run, not interested.
Well, we'll go back to kind of when you first came on the scene, and when Livi fans were the first kind of seen you play was game at Clifton Hill, cup tie against Livi. You put in a man of the match display, scored as well, 3-0 win. What do you remember from that game?
Livi had just been demoted, and is that right?
That was our first after we'd been taken over, and kind of we knew we had a club, basically.
Aye, yeah. I remember the game because obviously Livi coming to Clifton Hill, we knew it was going to be a tough game. Some right good players in the team. I think Foxy was the captain then as well, and but just mind the game, and we won pretty comfortably. And then I think we played them not long after that as well. And I don't know if we get maybe beat 2-1 or drew after that. But no, that game we were expecting a tough game. But at that time, I was just pretty confident getting into games at that kind of level. I felt I was flying. Kind of kicked on from the season before when I was in loan, and it was enjoyable. Always nice to win.
So midway through that same season, you ended up signing for Livingston in the 3rd Division. How did that all come about?
Well, Gary Boland, Bobo, a few years previously when I get released from St Johnstone, was in at Clyde and wanted to make one for pre-season there because he said he liked me. He'd saw me as like a youth player and stuff. And then once the thing happened with Albion Rovers, I went on to Brecon, and then that's when Bobo kind of phoned me and says, "Look, would you be interested in coming in January? Because obviously you can't get back to Albion." And then as soon as they kind of, that was my aim to get back full time, obviously. So as soon as they kind of came, then I wanted to go, and it was done relatively easily.
The club had been demoted at the start of the season and still recovering a bit financially. Was that something you noticed when you first arrived at the club?
I'd be fair, I don't know how much. Like Rafa and Foxy and that were obviously, and Keegan that were there for the Italian regime, and I think boys were on big money. I think Joe Hamill, he like I think I was there a year and a half before I played with Joe because he was out on loan just because the money was on. But for me personally, like I wasn't a lot of money when I first signed with Livi, and the third Bobo just kind of told me, look, we need to get out this division, out the second division at the time, and then your money will kind of go up once we go into the first division, the Championship as it is now. So money, I don't think the budget compared to the rest of the part-time teams in the league was big, but I don't think it was massive. But I think a lot of us were on similar money.
Because we were a full-time team in the third division, did that sort of increase the expectations of from the management to the players?
I think we were expected to win every game. Like we used to play like Bobo loved a run, right? Like training wise, loved a run, and we used to play on a Saturday, and then we came in on a Monday, and it'd be a proper session. Like we'd come out, do a lot of running, just because we were expected to win. We were fitter than most. We were fitter than every team. We were better than every team, and we were just expected to win every Saturday. And to be fair, the majority of the times ended up in good results, and it was ended up a brilliant couple of years just with the results on the park.
You mentioned you were full time at St Johnstone as well, but obviously went to Albion Rovers. How did you find it going back to full time from obviously you're playing part time?
To be fair, it was only really like a year I was out, so I found that obviously the standard was better at Livingston than it was Albion Rovers, but I think I was only 20, so I was fit. So I settled in no problem. I was just as fit as the boys there, apart from maybe the Jacobs, because they're flying machines when it comes to the running.
The club went on to win the third division and promotion as well. You kind of touched on it a little bit. What Boland was saying to you when you signed was the intention always the following season that we had to go and win the second division as well.
Yeah, I think the club, like in the position they were in, I think they had to. They obviously stayed full time in the third and the second, and the expectation on ourselves as well was to win the league. And I think, to be fair, that the league was relatively tight until Christmas time. Alba were right in our tails, and then I think they fell away. But I think they might have ended up getting relegated that season, or we were down the bottom anyway. But
I think we put them in the playoffs on the final day of that season. We won over at the place, and I think they ended up dropping into the playoffs and going down. I think you're right.
Yeah, because I'm sure I remember it. We went to, I think it was Recreation Park, is it Indoor now? I think we went there on Boxing Day. It was the only game in the country on. It was about -7 freezing, right? We didn't want it on, obviously, but I think we were 2-0 down. We came back to 2 each, and then see after that we just kicked on and we just cruised the league. I think we only lost maybe a couple of games. I mind getting beat up at Brecon. Craig Malloy scored my midweek game, but apart from that, I can't really mind losing many games.
That Brecon game you're talking about, that was like playing on a tatty field. I mind that
was horrible. It was terrible. It was a case of, it was one of them. Bobo just kind of, I remember it because and he just said, look lads, it's just a case of coming up here trying to win and get down the road. But for Tiger scored. I think he scored late on, to be honest, and it was a good finish. But apart from that, like I said, we just kicked on, and the expectation was to win the league, and we had to, and we all kind of knew in the dressing room that it would have been kind of a failure if we never.
I remember it took you a wee while to get your first goal for the club. It came in a 4-3 home win against East Fife. Pretty mental game. What were your memories of that?
Honestly, it was long overdue because I'd missed chances, and then I think it was like a year in and I still hadn't scored. And just before that game, actually, I was out the squad. I was out the squad. We played Peterhead away. We get beat 3-0. Don't know if you mind it, the week before.
Robbie Winters got sent off as well, I think, in that game.
You know what I mean? Like, see if you're going to get, because to be fair, I was raging. I get took up to Peterhead and get put in the stand. I was only one in the stand. I was right. I knew it was coming. But to be fair, when you're in the stand and the team get beat 3-0, it's not the worst. Do you know what I mean?
Can't be blamed, can you?
Aye, and then we played East Fife, and the Tuesday Big Duke scored a hat-trick. I think that was his debut. And then I was back in the bench for the Saturday game, and then at half-time the gaffer, I think, said to me, right, you're going on for Aaron Conway. A spacer came off, and I just went on, enjoyed it, and honestly, see when I get the goal, I was just absolutely, I don't know what was that equaliser, but I was absolutely buzzing just to get the goal, because it was just such a relief, because the longer it goes on, obviously no scoring's no the be all and end all, but you just want to break that duck, and then you can relax and enjoy it a bit more.
Yeah, as you just kind of touched on, that goal seemed to really kick you off at Livi and kick you on a lot. Do you feel that gave you a lot more confidence going forward?
I think like, see, not getting into games, but I was probably putting a bit of pressure on myself to score goals, because I felt, obviously, for Albion Rovers, I was scoring every week, or I was playing well every week and scoring goals, and obviously I just expected to kind of do the same at Livi. And then after I got that goal, then my form just kind of kept going steadily up, and kept on over the next year or so.
In that run of form we had, you scored a couple of quite important ones. You scored a winner at home against Steny, and I remember you scored in Somerset Park. That was a top of the table game as well, to put us 1-up. Game we won 3-0. So you just took off from there.
Yeah, I see a lot of my goals, even they come in wee bursts. Like, I might not score for like 4 or 5, 6 games, and then I'll go maybe through a spell of 4 or 5 games, scored 2 or 3 goals. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I remember the game down at Somerset. Can't really mind the Steny game, to be honest. I mind the game at Somerset where we won 3-0. I think Foxy scored an absolute worldie that day.
Volley.
I had it in the volley. It was brilliant. I think we were 2-0 up at the time. I had come off, and I was sitting right behind it, and he caught it. So sweet, and what a strike! He had that in his locker, to be fair.
So after that East Fife game, that sort of sparked a run of 17 wins in 20 games. We then obviously clinched the league title and promotion. What was the mood like at that time, obviously winning so many games? Oh,
it was brilliant. It was just a brilliant place to go in every day. The boys, the dressing room was mad. It was just daft. It was just like carry on every day, and then like obviously when we're training, we trained well, but see the stuff we got up to in the dressing room, and Bobo and Scotty and Big Bully, they were kind of part of it as well. It was mental. It was just like a group of mates playing and winning every week. And then just the end of the running, like, because we won the league away to Steny, didn't we? And I was in crutches. I didn't play. I remember we were down at Dumbarton. I don't know the score, but I was away for them. But by the time the game finished, I think. But we were down at Dumbarton, and Nicky Devlin, a kind of late challenge in me, and I done my ankle ligament, so I was out for a wee while. And then I missed like away to Steny, but I think me and Mick O'Byrne were in the stand. I was there in my crutches buzzing when we found out, I think it was maybe Breaton, that were getting beaten the way the results went. We won the league.
Were the crutches in the air celebrating?
Aye. Yeah, they were. And cause I remember being on the park, obviously, like, because right down we're bouncing about, and Andy McKenzie, Fizz was like, Bob, you need to watch what you're doing. I just want to like, make calm yourself.
How did the team the following season find the step up going into the first division? Because obviously we'd been heavy favourites for 2 years on the bounce, and then we're going to make this kind of full of full-time teams. Was there a bit, did the team have to adapt a bit?
We probably did, but I think it was just a natural progression, and I think we just took it in our stride, to be honest with you, because like say I was there a year and a half previous, but we had just won games for that year and a half, basically, and we were full of confidence, and we were getting into the first division with just the kind of same mentality. Obviously, you come up against better teams and they punish you and stuff, but we just kind of took it in our stride, and I think we've done reasonably well for getting back in there for the first time. Do you know what I mean?
There's a game we've got to talk about. Maybe I would say one of your favourite games, you could say. 3-0 down at Falkirk, come back to 3-3. Unfortunately, we lose 4-3. But no, I was an epic comeback. Do you think the Falkirk right backs recovered for that day?
I think he maybe retired. No, the big boy. He was on loan for Bolton or something like that. Big boy.
Yeah. He was wearing white shorts, but they were brown by the end of the game. Could you put him in the times in the second.
I know. To be fair, it was a mad game because even I think see at the start of the first half, like 20 minutes, we were playing well. Like, do you know what I mean? And then obviously they 3-0 up at half time, and it was like the gaffer. I don't even think he went mad. I think he took Johnny off. He took Johnny off at half time. I can't mind who he brought on, but he took Johnny off at half time, and but he didn't go mad. He just said at half time, look lads, like it's either going to be embarrassing or if you get a goal, you never know. Just go out and try and win the second half and then see what happens. And see the thing about that game, if you were at it, we equalised like too early before the end of the game, if that makes sense. So we just felt we'll just go and score again. I think Watson missed a header, Big Jukes had a chance, and then see them, what a game, but see them scoring at the end, honestly, I wish we never came back. I wish we just get beat 4-0. And then
I just mind sinking to the ground, actually, because obviously you were attacking away, and I just mind you'd obviously run yourself into the ground to help get us back to level pegging, and that must have been a bit soul destroying in the end.
It was at sickener because it's one of my favourite games because it had everything. It was just crazy, and then it's the second half. Like Falk once they scored, and then Keeg scored, and and then obviously Fozzie puts a free kick in, but I don't think they knew what was happening, and they had completely gone, and then I can't even mind their goal. I think it was just a kick up the park, and Davy Weatherston get in and good finish, to be fair. But that was a sickener, but it was a good game. I enjoyed it. I played well that day.
That was the game I reckon you properly endeared yourself to Livi fans, that second half performance, to the point where you had a Scottish Cup tie away at Irvine Meadow almost dedicated to you, and you ended up with a line of shirts in the club shop. How did you find all that newfound attention?
That was the Irvine Meadow. That was funny, to be fair, because I scored in that game as well. I was buzzing I scored just because, like, obviously wee Sparky gets his hat trick and just walks off after like 21 minutes or something like that because they were beating him everywhere. And I was happy I scored just because, like, I knew the fans were getting down with their wee I love Bobby Barr badges, and then their strips and all that, the yellow tops. And my dad was at the game. And it was good. It was a comfortable win. Do you know what I mean? But before we were going down there expecting like a tough game, just because junior ground we didn't really know what to expect. But we went down and battered them. But it was good. It was nice to get a goal, and then all the fans kind of behind that far end. That was nice.
You would have left a lot of folk disappointed. Did you know, Scott?
I know. See when the goal went in, I've had it right, and I was like, sure it went in, but there was like a Willie Hill board right behind the net, and it bounced off it and came back out. And I thought, I was like, shit, did I miss there? But obviously it went in, and that was a comfortable, I think 5 or 6-0 win.
You mentioned your dad went in the game there. He didn't buy a T-shirt, did he?
No, he got a pic. But he was in the paper the next day. He got a picture with all the fans. I think he was in the middle, but he wouldn't have a T-shirt on. No chance.
Later that season, Gary Boland went on to get sacked. It seemed a bit dubious circumstances. How did you find working under Boland? And was he as terrifying as he sort of seemed?
Nah. And no, don't get me wrong. See, he could lose it. If he lost it, you would know about it because you wouldn't mess with him. Do you know what I mean? Hardy master. But no, I honestly loved working with Bobo at Livi. We worked hard, training was hard, and but we done well for him in the park. So I think he let us away with some stuff like about the changing room and stuff that I don't think other managers would maybe let us. Because like I said, it was mad. We were doing daft stuff every single day. But no, it was brilliant. Honestly, I really, really enjoyed it under him, and I was gutted when he got the sack. I think he kind of saw it coming. I don't know. Obviously, stuff was happening that we had no privy, but I think him and Scotty kind of saw it coming, and like Scotty was a big part of it as well. Like he took sessions as well, and I was gutted after they sacked him. Once he gets sacked, I think on the Tuesday. We used to train at Broxburn Juniors, and And after, I think it was training there. Maybe it was at Almonville, but there's a golf. I don't know the name of it. It might be Broxburn Golf Club just along the road. We all met him for lunch and just did a chat and that. And but I think like all the boys turning up, because I've worked under managers getting sacked, and that's not like doesn't happen. Do you know what I mean? It's just that's it done. But I think all the boys enjoyed it that much under him, and we're all gutted that it was a good turnout to go and see the two of them. And like I said, I was disappointed when he left.
Was there something he used to do for the worst trainer? It was no Harry Potter. They had to dress up as Harry Potter or something like that.
No, I think Beanie just dressed up as Harry Potter. We done daft. Like the dressing room was daft every day. I'm terrible at table tennis, but we all chipped in. We bought this table tennis in the middle of the dressing room, and it ended up fucking like Beanie, Watson, Scotty P and somebody else. They were all good at table tennis, and it ended up like tournaments every day. And it got to a stage where we're walking in with Champions League themes. I was dressing up as mascots, walking with. Honestly, it was right every day. And like Scotty's entrance, he fucking put Oasis on, put the sunglasses on, and walked in with a bottle of Corona, smashed it in that, and it was funny. It was just like, but that was the environment that we were so used to working in. Especially see once we won the third division, see for the second division, and till Bobo gets sacked, see that group of boys in that dressing room. It was brilliant.
There must be a few occasions you touched on when Gary did lose his temper. Is there any particular games you remember him giving a bit of a rollick in at half time?
Well, there's a couple. I remember, I can't mind what game it was, right, or who we were playing, but he was like that close to Watson, like absolutely gone mental. And I don't know what for, but we were playing. I don't know if he's mind the game. We were playing Forfar up at Station Park, and it finished 2 each. And
I thought that would have been the decision, that one,
because Roddy McKenzie was in the goal. Yeah. And anyway, I think they scored in the last minute, right? So we're 2-1 up, or it was 2 each. Anyway, Robbie Winters gets through in the last minute and tries to dink the goalie and dinks him, but it hits the post, right? And then I think they go up the park and Roddy's coming out for it, and to be fair, he shits himself and he jumps out the way, and the boy scores, right? So he is fucking fuming in the dressing room, like going at Forfar's away dressing room. It's tight, right? It's compact. And he's fucking, his face is getting redder and redder, shouting and screaming, right? And he turns round and there's just a plastic bin behind him. So he turns round and volleys the bin, and his foot gets through it, and he couldn't get his foot back out of it. And none of us, like we guys, the kit man at the time, we guys were standing behind him in fucking hysterics, like killing himself laughing. And like all of us, honestly, all of us were shit scared to laugh. We all just sat there like that, didn't say a word. But no, he could lose it. But the majority of the time, like Bobo was always spot on. Like he was good, really good with me. See if I said something stupid to him and that, he would always just like, I'll see you on Monday, and then you go in and speak to him on Monday, and he'd be like, okay, it's done, brand new.
Good man manager then.
Aye, no, honestly, one of the best I've worked with him. To be fair, really good. He was really good with me. I can't. Everybody's got their opinions of all different managers, but I can't speak highly enough of him. He was really, really good.
John Hughes then came in. You were in great form at the time. A man of the match display away at Falkirk, 5-2 win. How did you find things initially with John Hughes?
Aye, fine. Initially brand new. I signed a new deal under him. Do you know what I mean? But the 5-2 game, that was strange, that game, because we were down to the bare bones, so we were, and we won. And you know, it was weird because I was close to signing with Falkirk. Before that game, I went and met Elvis the week previously, and went to a training ground at Stirling Uni, had a chat with him, get shown around and all that, and then he's like, right, we'll be able to offer you because you could talk to them because my contract was up. He's like, we'll be able to offer you a contract next week. And I said, I was like, I had the agent at the time. He said, well, we'll just wait until after we play you. because, like, obviously I don't want to speak to him a couple of days before the game anyway. So anyway, went and I played well. I think we scored one or two, and I played really well. So I was like expecting that brilliant, like Livi, Falkirk will come in the Monday, offer me a deal, and then I'll go to Livi and see what the options are. And then Falkirk, they kind of said, "Oh, we'll wait," and then the gaffer Yogi was like, "Look, we'll offer you a deal now if you want to stay." And then I was happy there. I loved it at Livi, and I signed a new deal. And I thought I would, to be honest, I thought I'd just kick on. Do you know what I mean? Once I get the new deal, and I thought I would kick on the next season, and then see what happened.
At the start of the new season, there seemed to be a bit of tension, not just with yourself. I thought the whole squad there was a bit of tension with Yogi, and you ended up going out on loan to East Fife. How did that all kind of develop?
It was probably building up for a while before I went out on loan. I think I went out on loan relatively early this year, but it was just different when I came back, and it was just different. Like I'm not the best fitter player in the world and that, but like I was confident. I was fairly quick, and my game was always like, if I was 1-on-1, I'd want to get by players and stuff. And like everybody's got their own philosophy, but he would rather me turn back and pass and go across the other side and stuff. And it kind of suit me. And I was out the team for a bit. We signed Jordan Morton. And somebody, I don't know who else played wide. And just my opinion, I said to him, I was like, I should be playing ahead of them because I feel I'm my best winger. And obviously he's a manager, and then just there was a few things that happened. Eventually, I think we played Dumbarton in this Challenge Cup or the League Cup or something, Challenge Cup I think it was, and it went to extra time. And I think I was the oldest outfield player in the park at like 23, 22, but like, see I don't know if it was at the start of extra time or halfway, I was just like going to the boys like, right lads, let's fucking try and get through, and then he just turned around and said, "It's going to you shut the fuck up," and that, and then I've had a bite back at him, and then it just kind of built, and then we played, I think it was Partick Thistle, we played, I think, and we get beat, and me and Monty were brand new, but he lost the runner, so we've had an argument, right, like in the dressing room, and then the gaffer wasn't in the dressing room. It was Gareth Evans who was in the dressing room, and so, but when the gaffer came in, we just stopped, and then Evans he brought it back up again, and then Yogi like had a go at me, and then I was at the point where Beanie was telling me to sharp. He was not. I was sitting beside him. He's like, "Bobby, don't." And I was at the point. I was like, "Do you know what? Fuck it. I'll just have my own opinion of it, and whatever happens, it happens." And to be fair, said stuff. The boys on the dressing room said, I just tell my opinion of him. He tell his opinion of me in front of the boys, and I just get you're just getting angrier and angrier. And then obviously after that, he just says like, "Don't come back to this club as long as I'm here." And then I was like, "No bother." Sound gutted, obviously. But and then obviously I could. The only thing I thought was poor, like they never gave me facilities to train or anything like Livi. They just kind of pat me aside. But it's just one of those things. And then I couldn't go on loan to the same division. So I think it was a while till January. So it was either a case of just do nothing, sit in the house and no play, or go on loan. And then there was a few League One, the majority of League One teams, second division teams were phoning me, and I just thought, East Fife, they offered me the loan wise, but eventually they just took my contract over, and it was kind of best option at that time.
Was that quite awkward when you ended up at Wraith Rovers and Yogi came in?
That was shite, mate. No, like, see, to be fair, I was gutted when I got the job, right? Bob, like, see, when I got the job, Bob will phone me at Forfar. He's like, "Do you want me to try and get you in loan?" And I think Forfar, they would get promoted that year, but they were in the League Two. Yeah. And I was like, "Nah, I don't want to drop down 2 divisions." Like, I was like that because I was like, even at Wraith, I was playing well. Like, I played well. I got injured, but I was doing all right. And then obviously when he came in, fucking get texts. He's like, we spark him, and he text me like straight away, laughing faces, "All the best, Bob." And like, that's the boys. And then to be fair, initially, I just, my first day, I just went up to him. I says, "Look, are we going to have a problem?" And then he told me, no, there wouldn't be a problem in that. And then it just escalated. And like, some people you don't get on with, and he's one of them. And he's probably the only one, to be fair, but that's just life.
If it makes you feel any better, I didn't really like him when he was Livi manager. So.
See, the thing is, I'd have fucking outlasted him. See if I didn't sign me. See if I just went back and loaned East Fife, I'd have outlasted him because he was away before the end of that season.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things. And then East Fife, I signed permanently in the January, but it was just because the 2 club rules, so I couldn't go anywhere else. There was like a couple of championship teams in that asking, or first division teams or whatever it was, asking what I was doing, but I couldn't go because I had played with Livi and I played with East Fife. So East Fife said to us, look, we'll just come to us part-time, but we'll just take Livi's. I was like, I'm not losing money. So they just took over Livi, my contract at Livi, so I didn't lose out. I was in the same money, and I was like, do you know what, I'll go for 6 months and then see what happens. But just that, really disappointed the way that I left Livi, but it happens.
So there were several players in the dressing room over the spell, top quality players, boys that went on to have really good careers, boys coming to the end of their career that had good careers before. Who would you say really stuck out as sort of the best player that you played with there at the time?
At Livi, there was a few. Joe Hamill was different class. See, ability-wise, really, really good. Obviously, Robbie was coming in, but you could see in training like the quality he had.
He was a clever player, wasn't he?
Really good, technically very, very good. Obviously, Rafa's went on to have a cracking career. Rafa was there when I first went, and just nice touches and a very good player. And obviously, we signed Beanie, and then Beanie went on to have an unbelievable season for us. He was absolutely fine, scoring all the time, and he was really good. And then with some young boys coming through as well, and obviously Sparky and Lee Skuggs, they were the two that were coming into teams. So we had a lot of players that were good. One that I really liked playing with Steve Fozzie. See, when we signed Fozzie, really good, brilliant. I love playing with him. He was just dead, and his enthusiasm for the game, unbelievable. I honestly think him and Mo signed for expenses. I don't even think they were getting paid, but especially Fozzie. Fozzie was probably the best at my time at Livi. He was excellent. Just technically, his free kicks, and you could tell that he's played at a really, really good level.
He was frighteningly good considering he hadn't played for about 12 months as well prior to that.
He was brilliant, but his attitude, he was fit. Every day he came in and just loved training. I think he just loved football, to be honest. Like, see that way, like, I'll get days where sometimes it's like any work you go in sometimes and you're just like, man, do you know what I mean? But Fozzie he loved it. It's then, like I said, see for especially the level he'd played at, and he's playing with us in the first division. He just came in. He was a breath of fresh air, and he was a brilliant signing for Bobo.
Sorry, you mentioned some of the young boys there, like the likes of McNulty and Skuggle. Did you see them having the careers that they'd go on to have?
Aye, probably. Skuggs technically was brilliant, and he was jinky and goodbye players, and he was good. And then Sparky just knew how to score. You could tell, like, finishing, they always found the corners really good, and they were only young. They were only young, but absolutely no surprise. Like, when Sparky was playing I think in his career, like, if you look at, he's played every time he's played consistently, he scores goals, and he kind of done that for Livi. And I think he eventually got the move. So obviously, I think he was meant to go to Derby originally, and whatever happened, but obviously both of them get their moves, and they've had cracking careers and done really well down south.
Overall, Bobby, how do you kind of reflect on your time at Livi in your career?
It's probably my best time in my career, to be honest. Obviously, I had my spell with Albion. That was just, I was young and just go out and play football every week, enjoy it. But my spell at Livi, I honestly felt, especially when we get promoted to the second, and after that East Fife goal, I honestly felt my game. I kept on. I was consistent. I was reasonably consistent for a wide man, and I contributed a lot to the team, and I loved it. Honestly, I loved it at Livi, and like I said, just disappointed that it ended the way it did. And if Bobo, in my opinion, if Bobo was still manager, I reckon I'd have kicked on a bit more.
You mentioned the dressing room at the time, full of absolute mad guys. Anybody that stood out or anything, any stories, anything like that?
Well, just like, we weren't all mad. We were just daft. Like, see that just immature daft way every day. Like I travelled. Like we used to see in the car. Or my car school. Like we travelled. It was me. It was me, Beanie, Michael Byrne, and Bugsy, Chris Malone, and then I think I was mad, and then they left, and it was Shinky and Kev McCann came in. The car, and we travelled every day, and honestly, like, we used to just fight. See, like, honestly, if you actually drove by your car, you would think, how's one of them no crashed? Like you used to, like, see if you're driving, try and grab one of. It's dangerous, right? Like, if my wee boy done it, you know what I mean, you'd be going mental. But used to try and grab, like, Bugsy had the pure strongest hands and fingers, right? So see if you got your hand, you were driving, changing gear with one arm, and they'd try and break your fingers and that. Honestly, like, every day, I actually think, see, when I left, see the carrying on, I actually think Kev McCann crashed his car doing it. Like, just because the carry on in it, I swear. And then, I mean, see, one day we used to train up at, I can't mind, at the Astro.
Muirston.
Yes. We used to train up there, right, at the Astro. So we used to get the minibus up and the minibus down. So seeing we came off the motorway, not the Deer Park one, the one before it, the cut off, right, you buy the big Tesco warehouse on your left. Anyway, the way, I don't know the area, right, but the way you get down, there was these workies doing work, like, it was a building a school or something, or a park, right? Every day we abused them, right? Working pricks at them every day, right? I'm not getting every single day, right? And then, like, they used to shout these stuff back to us as well, right? But every day, like, they're obviously like working the rain up, you're just windy, fucking pricks get your work done, blah blah blah, right? Immature, stupid. So anyway, we're coming back for training the minibus, right? And there's two police officers sitting in the reception, right? So we're all like, oh, who's in trouble? Oh. So anyway, we went to the dressing room, and then fucking Jed Nixon was the chief executive or whatever he was at the club, right? The chap said, what? And he's at Bobby, Ian Russell, Sinky, manager's office the now. And we're like, all right, we walk into Gaffer's office, and the fucking two police officers are standing there. One of the question is for abusing these workmen. And honestly, like, it was funny. Like, the gaffer didn't bother. He took it well, but I think Jed was a bit raging just because obviously I'm representing the club. Do you know what I mean? And it didn't look good. But just see things like that, like, nothing malicious, just immature and daft. But every day was a carry on. Like, I remember coming back for pre-season, right, and it was our first day back, and see before pre-season, me and Beanie had been getting to do like a bit extra, and we went in, and Bobo loved these daft Cortez trainers, right, loved them, so we went in and took a picture and cut his laces, right, and sent him it. So he's like, I wait until the pre-season. So anyway, first day, you've been in the corridor at Almonville, like the away end, you go in the away dressing rooms to your left, the homes to your right. So we had this wee board, and it had 4 wheels on it, right? And it was obviously for moving hampers about. So I think Beanie was on it, and I was pushing it, right? And so you right down the corridor, you push it as fast as you can and try and get them in and bash into the door. So this is the very first day back at pre-season. So see as I've shoved Beanie, Scotty Parsons walked out the kit room, and Beanie's fucked right in his leg, burst all his ankle open. Oh, right, and I swear he was raging. And they went through the 2 days. He said, always carrying on, you're here to work in that. And then once we were at the park, it was fine. But that just every day we were going up to see the daft games. Even the sensible ones get involved. Like, see, like Foxy, like, used to think we're daft. Right? Foxy, brilliant guy, brilliant captain. But he even used to get involved in the games and that we played. Like, honestly, some of the games we used to play in the dressing room to occupy time. Ridiculous, absolutely so stupid, but brilliant memories.
I'm starting to get an impression that our insurance costs for our players at that time must have been.
Oh no, if you're no bad injuries, but just daft. You know what I mean? Like I said, it was honestly just felt like getting to have, like, we love playing football. It was just getting to play football with your mates every day. It was just a right good laugh.
we mentioned some quality players there during your spell, especially for that level. Was there any boys sort of, shall we say, questionable ability-wise, that you didn't really get on with?
No, that's not fair. Probably me. The boys will probably say me. Hope kick it and run. No, like obviously there was a turnaround of players and stuff, but no, it was always everybody came in, worked hard, and on a Saturday, do you know what I mean? But no, it was a good bunch, and the gaffer, like obviously it's shite when the release boys and you knew obviously new boys come in, it's brand new, but they release your mates, do you know what I mean? Like we travelled with Mick Byrne for a year in Bugsy, and both of them get released, and it was shite because actually our pals leaving, but good bunch of boys, and it'd be unfair to say nobody was good enough to be there, do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So just moving on to the present now, how are you looking football-wise when obviously all of this is over? I think have you got another year left at Forfar?
Yeah, see, I'm fortunate. Yeah, I signed an 18-month deal, so I'm one of like there won't be a lot of lower league players on contract, so I'm fortunate I've got another year, and we'll just need to see. We're just kind of same boat as you. We'd tell it, and the gaffer writes the odd thing in the chat, just saying, look lads, hope you are well, tide yourselves over, no update. We don't know when it'll be back, and when we get told, we'll let you know. So we're kind of in limbo as well, and like I say, it's not going to be nice for all the hundreds of boys a contract, and they're going to lose some sort of income. Come the end of the month.
The whole league situation, because there was sort of talk of maybe like a 16-team league down the bottom, and that would obviously put you in the bottom division.
I see. Like I think like the teams were saying like this won't make any team worse off, but like us, Peterhead and Clyde would be worse off, and Cove. What Cove spend a season grafting to win a league, win it comfortably. They were going to go on and win it anyway, win it comfortably, and then what you turn around to them and say, look, you need to stay in this league. It's not fair. Obviously, I think something has to be done, and this is my personal opinion. Something has to be done for Brora and Kelty, because I obviously had my spell at East Stirling in the Lowland League, and Kelty have had a go to win it, and in my opinion, they'd have probably come up. So I think there has to be a place in the league for the two teams, but again, it'll probably ultimately end up no getting up, and it'll be the status quo. But the 16 or 14 or whatever, I don't know. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair on us personally if we went down. But again, I can't see reconstruction happening because they've walked away from talks, and it's just going to be a mess. Scottish football, I think, just looks a mess when I've not really got a clue what's happening. But when you're watching the telly and stuff, you listen to TalkSport in the car, and it's just a mess. A bit embarrassing.
It's amazing how Scottish football manages to not be dull, even though there's no football game.
It's just as if they're just trying to. I don't know. I mean, it's like they have a meeting, somebody launches a grenade, and then it just goes bang. But it's just madness. And I don't know. I was reading this morning that they've not even got a sponsor for next season. If it was to happen, if like, the league was to go off, so they'll need to sort that out and all that as well. And see, to be honest, I honestly don't think anybody's got a clue what's going to happen. You're like nobody.
Well, Bobby, thanks so much for taking the time to chat to us today. It goes without saying. Hope you and the family are doing well, and hopefully you can get back to playing football soon.
Aye, no, cheers for the time. Enjoyed it.
I think it goes without saying, but a massive thanks to Bobby Barr for joining us and chatting about his career and his time with Livi. A brilliant listen. As always, you can find TalkLivi in the usual places, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, by just searching for TalkLivi. Hit like and follow, and please retweet and share this episode with all your followers, it'd be greatly appreciated. You can find this episode on all good podcast streaming sites, including iTunes, Spotify, Castbox, plus loads more. And all these episodes are also on our website, talklivipodcast.libsyn.com. We're also on YouTube. You can find us by searching TalkLivi. And if you could, hit the subscribe button, and if you want, leave a review as well. So that's it for this week. Thanks again to Bobby for joining us, but from you and Callum and myself, thanks for listening.
West Lothian is our battle cry. This is the place from which we hail. Livingston, oh Livingston, it's up to Armandale. Livingston, 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 oh Livingston, oh Livingston, we love it when you score. Livingston, oh Livingston, the Armandale Lions roar. Livingston, oh Livingston, we realize our vision. Livingston, oh Livingston, into the Premier Division.